All right. I'm going to finish up this feature. I'm probably going to turn off the microphone, um, except if anyone is joining in the chat, but I'm just going to be hanging out for a while.
Pulling all my walls down. I've never been exposed like this before. I'm good at shutting you out. I've always had a way of keeping closed. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name, calling out your name, calling out your name, calling out your name. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name, calling out your name. Tell me how you're feeling since you got me out in the open. Now I'm ready to dive in. I know you told you it would be a slow burn. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name,
Shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face goes bum 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 bum. As we enter, shaking the room from the back to the center, making you move to the track you surrender. Body scrunching your face goes bum bum. The bass goes boom.
could set you free, 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 free. Show you what this world could really be, here with me, I could set you free, 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 free. Of the pain and misery and let you be, here with me, I could set you free. Show you what this world could really be, here with me, I could set you free, free, free. Of the pain and misery and let you be, here with me, I could set you free. I could set you free. I could set you free.
Can we ride in this moment? Can we ride? Nothing's stopping us tonight. No, not a single bright light in our sight in our way. In our way, I'll be your passenger. You lead the way. You lead the way. I'll let you take the wheel. I'm feeling something real. I need to feel that breeze rush up. Not a single taillight in our sight. Do you feel it? All I see are green lights ahead, lighting our way. Lighting up our way, yeah. Lighting up our way. Lighting up our way. They light it up, they light it up. Can we drive right into this feeling? Can we drive? 'Cause there's a way I'm stepping tonight. No, not a single red light in our sight. In our way, yeah. I'll be our passenger. You lead the way. I'll let you take the wheel. I'm feeling something real. I need to feel that breeze rush over me. You lead the way. Not a single taillight in our sight, in our way. All I see are green lights ahead, lighting our way. Lighting up, yeah. Lighting away. All the green lights. Lighting up now. All the green lights. Lighting up our way. All the green lights. Lighting up I'll be your passenger. You lead the way.
Dear left brain.
Don't say we can't, oh, just don't say another word. These thoughts you've imagined aren't real, aren't adding up. You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. logic's impaired, your full picture is cropped. Cause we both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. Dear right brain, you're so far off, oh it's like you can't see ahead. These feelings you've caught don't make sense, your plan's gonna flop. You keep raising doubts without cause, all you feel is dread. My logic is fair, if it's pain, it's ever gonna stop. Cause we both know that one day he's not gonna cry again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. The sun's gonna rise again. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's our say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end.
Okay, this worked. We have the automatically collected IP addresses and host names. So now coming out all the way from the tab into the node, into the database, out of the database, into the front end. So we can use that now. I would even say that this is probably going to be in the context already. Let's see. Like, I have a feeling it's already in here even. Nope, not yet. Okay.
I just need to know what's on your mind.
Well, we'll keep on working on it.
You could call need to know what's on your mind. You can call my name, I'll be alright. I just need to know what's on your mind.
I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. Dance all night. I dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. Dance all night. I dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. Dance all night. I dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I just wanna dance all night. I try to pray for you, even when there's nothing. You always make up something. You know I try to pray for you, even when we're touching. You always make a fuss. Okay, I'm pushing. Don't test my patience. I'm trying to pace it. You kept me waiting. I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you. I try to pray for you, I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you, even when there's nothing. You always make up something. You know I try to pray for you, even when we're touching. You always make a fuss. Okay, I'm pushing. Don't test my patience. I'm trying to pace it. You kept me waiting. I try to pray for you. Okay, I'm pacing. It cannot wait 'cause you test my patience. I try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you, for you.
Hey Trevor, what's up? I have no idea if the microphone volume kind of relative to the music works. I haven't tried that yet. Good to see you. Hi Alyssa. We are doing fantastic. We can't complain. It's getting colder here in Houston. We're gonna have the first really nice day that you can actually be outside. I think the first one since like April or so. So it's gonna be nice. Looking forward.
I try to pray for you.
So I grew up in Hamburg in Germany, and then I moved to Houston. But that's about it. So I've been here for, man, almost 10 years now. Probably almost on the day, like 10 years now. It's been a while. You're not the only one. That happens all the time. But Houston has a pretty bad name, I feel like, often. But it's actually an absolutely fantastic place to be at. The big cities in Texas are perfect. And we have an incredible food and wine and hospitality scene. Yeah, we had a hurricane and then it was just hot for months. Ah, yeah, Galveston's cool. Hey, we got to go to this German restaurant in DC. I almost made it to one in Vegas this year, but that didn't end up happening. So now I really want to go. I'm missing some good German food.
You've been shattered, you've been broken down. Heart is beating, still won't make a sound. If you're just straight from
Yep.
the front, just like my lucky number 7, you're my shooting star. We're running round in circles, love feels so invincible. Feel you when there's no one around. Your beauty's so amazing.
We'll do that. I can pick the beer too.
Your heart will be kept safe and sound. But I don't wanna love you when I'm faded.
You made a mistake, underestimating what you've taken on. I'm out of the cage, 'cause you opened the door. You're as innocent as gone. 'Cause if you're falling for me, just be one.
Oh yeah, I love that. We could what places have good German food? I mean, we have north of San Antonio has a lot of good German food, but I think they're kind of going the direction of like Chicago, maybe. I think you're going to find a lot like Midwest. Then it starts to mix with like Polish and Czech food, and it gets really good. There you go. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look into food in Chicago, especially with a German touch. I've seen a lot of really good Polish food over there, and it's a fun city. It's great for I don't know, like a weekend or so.
You made a mistake, underestimating what we would become. And now an escape is impossible. You're as innocent as gone. 'Cause if you're falling for me, just be one.
So hold on, I gotta. There we go. This was too loud on my ears to talk in the same minute. So I am implementing what I call transparent context. So the tap, you know when you're looking at a bunch of MAC addresses that you might be getting out of Wi-Fi data, will be the same for Ethernet data, but you, especially in Ethernet, especially in Wi-Fi, you're only going to have often MAC addresses, BSSID, stuff like that. And if you're looking at your own network data, it's annoying to always have to cross-look up these MAC addresses to see what devices those actually belong to. This could be for clients as well as access points. And I have, over the last week, I've extended the tap to keep an internal state where it can enrich MAC addresses that it sees on the Ethernet side for using ARP, DHCP, and then also reverse DNS. It will start to enrich these MAC addresses. So you see here, it's already in the database. You see that I have a mapping now for MAC addresses and then what their IP address in your network is and what their host name is. And so that is now being added so that when you hover over them, it can show you that, and it can show you like, yeah, that's your Roomba, for example. Like I can tell you that's your Roomba and this came from DHCP. This here never resolved a host name, but from ARP I can tell you that this MAC address is has the following IP address. So that's where the Wi-Fi functionality and the Ethernet functionality of nzyme are starting to kind of cross over, because I can use the Ethernet data to enrich the Wi-Fi data, which is really cool. And it just does that automatically. You don't have to do anything. If you want the reverse DNS, so this here, for example, you see that the source of these here are reverse DNS, where I have the MAC address, I pull the IP address for that MAC address, and then I ask a DNS server that you can specify for that network what the host name of that is. And it does that automatically, and it just shows you that, which should help a lot with any sort of analysis. And yeah, the cool thing is it just does it. Like, you literally don't have to configure it. And this is also going to be really helpful for anything on the Ethernet side. So if you just want to see which client did this DNS request, which client received the SOX tunnel, which client opened this VPN connection, SSH connection, whatever, you can just hover over it and it just shows you that. You can add manual context and you can enrich it further. So here, for example, I said, and by the way, I know that that is the air purifier in my office, or this is my Garmin smartwatch on the Bluetooth side, or that's the Starlink access point, 2G, 5G, all those things. So you can start to bring these things together, and it will automatically create the transparent context, but then you can add your own details to it as you wish. And finishing it up, I mean, there's not that much left to do here. All the hard work's kind of done. No, I'm just showing it on the web interface. And yeah, should be pretty straightforward. Maybe I get done with that tonight. If not, maybe tomorrow morning. So from here on, it's the easier part. Yes, absolutely. You see here on the right side, you will see that this source column is all the way on the end. That is a clear indicator that I forgot about it initially, and then had to add it in another migration, so it's at the end of the table technically. That, if you ever look at the database layout of nzyme, whenever something is like weirdly at the end or on the right side of it, that means I forgot it at the initial table. That's what that is. Yeah, that's just what it is.
Just take a breath and take it deep to show the world that you can see a life that's full of
Sure, go ahead.
wonder, but it will never be enough.
Is that like a broadcast address or something that I'm not aware of? Link local, interesting. Why would I see link local on this? Let me see. I see a question. Are you coming across situations where requests are becoming in conflict with the enzyme philosophy? Yeah. For example, you may have enzyme exist to serve specific edge cases or needs that are otherwise not available elsewhere. Then maybe requests to add capabilities that are redundant with other solutions. Yeah, I think that's in the nature of having customers. If they were not customers, right? If someone comes with a weird request and they're not a customer, I will always consider it. I will always consider it, but for all sorts of community requests, I will usually think about, has anyone else ever asked for this, right? If it doesn't immediately make sense to me, I'll try to figure out if there's not maybe if there's more people and if there's more interest, and then I try to understand where that is coming from. If a customer is coming in and has a request, there is of course money involved behind it, right? So I would say it's probably the same response, which is, could this be useful for anyone else? And will this hold back any other useful, potentially more useful, more urgent development? What helps for me is by not being VC funded, I have more freedom in simply saying no, because I don't have to chase crazy imaginary growth numbers from quarter to quarter. I don't have a giant sales team that puts pressure on these things with like, well, if we only had this one thing, right? If we only had this one feature, then we'll get this deal, which means if we don't build this, we're not going to get this deal. We know whose fault that is, right? So I don't have that. And I can be pretty honest about these things. And that's actually pretty cool. And that's a great spot to be in. So they are considered the same way, which is, are they useful for other people as well? I have learned from my previous company not to build these one-off things, because it may seem like, hey, this is only this one quick thing, right? There's not even that much to build. This couldn't take me a week and then I get all this money for it. You have to maintain it, and you have to potentially extend it, and it's always going to be there, because the moment it's a customer feature, it's really, really hard to get rid of again too. So that's my general view on it. Hasn't happened yet, but that's kind of how I see it in general, and so far so good. But yeah, I think not having VC money and crazy growth expectations involved really helps. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I have grown very, very, not disillusioned, but I am very careful now with when I see open source projects become popular. I often check if they're VC funded or not, because that is a set path that these companies are now on, and that is not always in the interest of. It's often not in the interest of the customer long term. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Oh, look at this. This is the hostname IT closet. It's one of my access points. So I wonder, I should find this one here as well. Except, they sometimes use like weird radios. Maybe I'll find it. Right, yep. And I think corporate sponsorship can be good. But it's hard to know what terms come with it, right? Are you now basically just have, is that now your one customer and you're basically building product for that? That would be also not great. But I think VC money involved is something you want to be very careful with, at least. Or at least know what you're getting into, even as just a user. Right, yeah. I think it really depends on the company and also on the product. And if they have a ton of them, that's great. You know, like if they have an absolute, ooh, what happened here? Then that means that there's not only one customer sponsoring them, which really helps. Why did it do that? That's crazy. Wow, I just forgot the curly braces. There we go. That is security cameras that it found. Very nice. Yeah, it's a good spot to be in. It really is. It's fun too, and I hope it could stay cool. You know, I think a lot of people just are no longer cool or do weird stuff. You know, there's so many large companies that are just not building good products anymore, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so with this, we should be able to see this under the clients now. This is where we'll see most of them. Ooh, under Wi-Fi. Clients. Yeah, they all have context. It's not going to show it yet. Oop. Let's see if we're already getting that. Yup, there it is. So we have them. They are already in the overlays. That's great. Let's see what else is here. Receive very suspicious. So I should be able. Yep, nice. So this device here is the Petlibro Air Smart Feeder. That's the cat feeder. So that works. It's awesome. Yeah, man, I could not live without this thing. I could not live without this. What is that? That thing is awesome. Hey, we can fingerprint it. Or set up an alarm. This thing here. Interesting. So this is a not connect. So this is my streaming PC. That is not connected to Wi-Fi, but it is sending out something that I'm picking up. And so it's a disconnected client, and I can tell you that is a disconnected client that is also in your Ethernet network, and it's your streaming PC. Nice. This is going to be a great demo when this is ready. Okay, so we have the context. That means that we should be able to... Let me just do this. Hoppa. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I have to look more into that. I have to also look more into the provisioning of this stuff. Because right now it's just too if you need to provision more than a handful of tabs, it just gets out of hand real quick. I had to provision 12 for B-sides in Vegas, and it was just annoying because 90% of the stuff you're doing is not enzyme related. It's just setting up Linux, you know. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Let me know what you find in that direction. I gotta look into that Bootsy stuff as well. I'm a little undereducated in that entire area. That's cool. I love that. That's where your strengths are really coming in. That's where you know so much more than I do. Yeah. It would, yeah, I would love it alone for running my tests on, like the integration tests on a Raspberry Pi, on a reproducible image, you know? That's just, I can do that on a lot of other things, but I want to test some things on an actual Raspberry Pi. Like, there's a thing in the corner that needs to kind of turn on and do things. That's a challenge right now. Ooh, I'm going to touch CSS, I'm afraid, because this is now going to be too large. Yep. Oh god, that looks horrible. What happened? Oh. What kind of music is this?
Nothing could have prepared me for the high stakes heartbreak that surrounds me. You want me, you won't let me go. So I burn so. I can feel you coming like a wildfire.
Yep, absolutely. I just had a really cool conversation with someone on Friday. Today's Friday, on Thursday, about people will, like I'm already doing that, but people will more and more run, especially the node, on public clouds like Amazon, Azure, Google Cloud. I am wondering if I can make this scale out really nicely into things like serverless options that the public cloud already offers. You know, like right now, you have a node that's just sitting there and it's waiting for tab reports to come in, and those can be pretty heavy to process. For the initial write, I go heavy on the write so that the reads are easier. Could I not move that out to a serverless function? You know, like why would there not be a report processor that Enzyme could just set up for you if you want it, or there could be templates for whatever infrastructure as code tools you use. That's all like super interesting stuff where I can't wait to have the beta state for both Wi-Fi and for Ethernet ready, so that I can start to focus on those things for a few weeks. And make the deployment really, really nice and really easy for people. That's going to come eventually. I'm really looking forward to that.
How will I know if I'm ready? The demons unleashed from your mind hold me steady.
I would like to have it. I would like to have it. I mean, there is an option to eventually offer the Enzyme nodes as a hosted service, and then I need this to scale and to not cost too much money for me, you know. So it's definitely second priority right now. There's other more important stuff, but I think that would be a really cool thing to have, or maybe just to start for like the most intensive things. Yes. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think you're spot on. All right, that worked. Now, how's that gonna look on the Bluetooth side, though? Yep, they're definitely coming. They're absolutely coming. Now, we had the three things that will definitely be there is officially supported Docker, depths and RPMs, and then I also need to update the depths to more recent versions, especially on the Raspberry Pi side. Yep, that's fair. I think that's fair. Okay, now this one looks a little empty, but we can add things to that. That's fine. As long as this works. It does. Okay. Where are these overlays even at? Oh, share? Nope. Nope. Components shared contact max. Components shared contact max.
They say that love is blind.
Yep. Man, it's man, Java just works. It really it just works.
Nothing I can find in the silence of the night. When my demons come alive, I hear a voice disguised telling me we're not alright. You're always on my mind.
Yeah, and all the fans turn on.
One taste, you can't get enough. One kiss, you feel it my love. One taste, you can't get enough. One touch, you feel it my love. One taste, you can't get enough. One kiss, you feel it my love. One taste, you can't get enough. One touch, you feel it my love. They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't
Oh, interesting. I was just deep on the USPTO website. I got the enzyme trademark. It was approved. I didn't think it would get approved because there's about 1 billion other companies in pharma that have enzymes somewhere in their name, and all of them also say that they do like the internet, and then this becomes a big issue. But it was a pretty good experience. I mean, I always knew where I was at the during the process, and they proved it. Yeah. Now I have to do this last step where you have to like show that you're actually in business or something. But I have until end of October, I think, to do that. Yeah, thank you. It's good. I didn't know I would get it. The trademark lawyer was like, we can we can try, but well, who knows? Oh, that's super cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna
Ooh, that worked. Look at that.
They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
That's awesome.
Here we go.
There we go, that works. Here's the Petley Bro Air Smart Feeder. I do need to limit the... I do need to limit the length of it. I'm going to truncate that at... That's the one. Nope. Nope. That one. Okay. Just let's try that. How long is that? I need a longer name. There we go. See, that's too long. Make 20, ship it. Yep, perfect. You got the host name. That's the Petley Bro Air Smart Feeder. Just by hovering over it. Very happy cats. Okay, we're gonna do the same with the IP address. Oh, we need to change the CSS on these. This doesn't fit anymore. So we would... You know what, can we just...
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you
Perfect.
worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow.
Okay, IP address. I hate this syntax. We're not going to do that. So, no. That is my home Wi-Fi. That is my wiggle.net defense. There's no Chipotle anywhere in range. I just called my own Wi-Fi's Chipotle something so that I can actually take screenshots of things. Yeah, the neighbors got very excited when I moved in here and they thought there's a Chipotle opening. There's not. That's a wiggle.net defense. Because my phones are going to be asking for Chipotle networks everywhere. I wish there was a Chipotle. I disappoint myself all. with IP address. It's happening. It's really happening. Give me this one for the bro. Yeah. Man, if there was a cava this close, I would lose about 20 pounds in a month. 'Cause they are really good. I gotta say, they're really good. Okay, this works. This works. I don't want this. How do I get... Ugh. Where do I want to filter this out? Probably on context resource. Yeah. Do I chop the first character off this? I always forget the syntax. Oh, yeah, okay, that's not too hard. Fine. That works. Oh yeah, I do too, man. I pay the $20 for it every month, and I probably use $2,000 in GPU cost. I use it a lot. You have to figure out how to use it without shooting yourself in the foot, because that thing will give you wrong answers and is very confident about it. But it can be very, very useful in certain circumstances, I think. Ah, nice. I haven't tried Gemini yet. What is this thing, by the way? It is on my restricted subnet, so that's good. Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if you could... Look at that. If you could... Yeah, when you can define networks, and I see which CIDR this matches, and I can say, this is, by the way, this is your restricted network. That's such a good idea. I'm going to do that. Yeah, you really have to. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a networks CIDR kind of situation to this. But that's for a future release. Okay, so this works. That means we are showing it in the overlays on the details page. We do probably want to show this here as well. But I don't think we have it here for some reason. Does it come out of the client? Interesting. Yeah, it would. Why is this not returning what I'm looking for? We're looking at a client. Yeah, you know how I found this? I was at, or why I finally made that change. I wanted to make this change for a longer time, but it really forced me to do it, and it took like 10 minutes to do. I was at B-Sites and the network was kind of slow, and the server was running, the node was running a DigitalOcean. So the web interface making all these requests, first of all, not great. And then second, it would just, sometimes I would change the page or refresh while it was trying to fetch data from the server, which it did the entire time in the background. And then it would just error out. So I would just get an error every time I clicked anywhere. That's another issue with that old way of doing it. So now it just loads it and it's good, and it just leaves it. Because I don't think you need that full refresh of everything all the time. Okay, so we will want to show. God, this is terrible music. We want to show this on. Client. The VSSID. You could do that. You would basically you put the things behind a load balancer, and then you would have one route that would handle the tab reports and what the web interface requests, and then another one that only serves the web interface. That's how you could do that. I could probably come up with like an Nginx rule for that or something, because you really just, it's the same server. You just distribute different request types to it based on the path and the resources being requested. But there's no way that you could know that. This would have to be documented. There should also be some documentation about maybe a Postgres kind of read node, like one that only reads, another one only writes, and then have some somewhat smarter replication behind it. There's all sorts of stuff that's just not documented yet that I think people would really benefit from. Yeah, no, you have no way to figure that out. You would have to read the code. That would be almost impossible, I think.
And you know how to forget all the
I think this one's still broken.
reason why we've changed, and there's a storm inside my head. It's getting me in trouble, baby, and I can't
Okay, I think we can show. I think we could show on the context. What's the page called? This one? This one.
take it easy.
Thought that we can probably add. Yeah, and there's just no man page. As in, there's no documentation. Did I just hit the right? I did. Now do these. And they do transparent IP addresses. So we should be we should be able to do a first context IP address. Addresses is m dot. You know what? I'm gonna make pizza tomorrow. I just decided that. It's gonna be nice outside tomorrow. It's no rain. I'm gonna clean up the patio. I have a pizza oven on the patio, so I'm gonna make some pizza. Oh yeah. Hey, you're always invited. If you want to experience Houston, you should come over for a weekend. We can go to a very nice dinner at one of the very, 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 very cool hospitality places here. And I'll make a pizza. Yeah, that worked. And now is also the time, well, give it like 2 more weeks, and then we have beautiful weather here. Like, we have truly beautiful weather here. Until, like it can get a little cold in like December, January, but it's still nice, and then it gets really... All right, we're back. Man, these companies that make this hardware for streamers, they make some nice hardware, but God, their software sucks. Like, it will just like crash for no reason. it's just like all locked up. They have to disconnect it. It's like, what's happening? It's like all bad. It's every single one. It's really bad. But well, I had to unplug it. Start some. This is Windows. I'm on a. This is streaming through a Windows PC. This is running as designed. Nice. So here's the whole table of all the context that has been auto-created. Yeah, and it's all connected as it should be. I'm not doing anything crazy. I love that hardware that they make because it looks good and it feels good, but the software is just often very, very buggy. Man, I love the new Stream Decks. They're awesome. The Stream Deck also seems to work really well. I have no issues with that, but the rest is just not doing great. No, I got it's my normal workstation, which is a Linux, is connected to a capture card on a Windows PC that's right next to it, and that's what's streaming. So you're basically seeing a screen recording from my from my second HDMI port that's mirroring. That's what you're seeing. Because for exactly this reason that I don't want to pollute my workstation with this streamer stuff, because I don't like that. And you can get these Elgato, it's a German company, I think, actually. Elgato capture cards. They're like USB-C, and you just plug in an HDMI cable as if it was a second screen. And Linux just detects it as a second stream, and it's like, hey, X-Render, do you just want to also put your signal on that one? And you say yes, and then it shows up. And then I just run the OBS on the Windows PC with a second screen next to my normal screen. That works really, 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 really well. Except when the microphone and whatever wavelink service runs behind it just stops for some reason, but that's fine. It's fun, and I'm okay with like having like a handful of people stop by. I enjoy it. Very simple. I think with the community growing, I think there's also going to be a bigger audience. But I want to keep it like super low key. Like I don't want to like be super entertaining. Like when no one's in the chat, I just turn the microphone off and the music goes a little louder again. And if somebody wants to pop in, like I'm here. If anybody has questions, it's like almost I treat it like if there was a co-working space and everyone was a potential nzyme user or someone who knows me, and I have some time blocked where I am fully okay with people like just like stopping by. It's exactly like office hours. It's exactly what it is. And if they want to just stop by and ask a question, then that's a great moment to do so, you know? That's how I treat it. So I'm gonna do more of that. I have the hardware set up. It's like super easy now. Would be a shame not to use it. And yeah. Okay, so we got this done. Okay, so I think it's good for today. It's almost 9 p.m. I will then pick up tomorrow, put this on the client and the BSSID page a little more prominently. And then I want to show a live table of like everything that the tab currently has like internally. And kind of show it in there because we have in the tab now, we have this, we call it context engine that is just keeping all of that, enriching it. But I think this is great. This is great progress. All right. I'm going to call it a night. Trevor, thanks for stopping by. That was awesome. I'm going to be back in DC for the Lemur Charlie conference for Mission Control, just like last year. That is going to be like, let's see, when is missioncontrol.org? Like early. How does this not? Oh, there. October 2 to 4, around those days, I'm going to be in DC. And I'm probably going to hang out with Andrew a bunch as always. But we should do something. Like maybe we should actually all get a nice dinner or something. Do something nice. I think that'd be cool. And then I'm going to be back in DC for some reason. I forgot what that was. Some point later this year. Oh, CyberWarCon. We're going to be back for that in DC. I should get a trip to Germany in. Then a second trip to Germany in early December. And I'm going to be at LabsCon in like 2 weeks or so. ShmooCon for sure next year. Going to be there as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to get some good food and some wine. Oh, look at that. Hey, Kyle. At a festival next weekend across a few... That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Hey, let me know how that goes. I would love to learn more about those. If you like want to share anything, I'm about to hop off here, but if you want to share anything about like how you're using it, or if you run into any sort of trouble, or what you find with it, definitely drop me a line. I would love to learn more about that. But this feature is almost done. I'm going to finish the rest up tomorrow. I don't know if you hear the dog barking in the background, but there's a dog and their dog on the front lawn. And I'm going to write some documentation. I'm probably going to come back on stream for that tomorrow at some point. I have some work in the backyard to do in the morning, actually, and then maybe That's awesome, Kyle. I would love that. I would love that. How that goes. So, yeah, I'm gonna drop off for the night. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm gonna find something, and then I'm gonna probably pop on back tomorrow and finish this feature up. Maybe write some docs. Thanks for joining, everyone. Hey, good to talk to you again, Trevor. We're gonna make something happen in DC for sure. And it was good. It was good. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you around. You too, Trevor. Talk to you soon, Kyle.